Has announced a general agreement for the 2026 fiscal year budget, and it comes nearly 4 weeks after the April 1st deadline. CBS 6 has team coverage this afternoon. Our Laura Jeanette is live from the Albany campus of Capital Region BOCES, where the governor spoke about how the budget will help children around the state. Our Brianna Supardi is live in Albany, where the governor also addressed big changes coming to the state's discovery law. But first, let's toss things to our Greg Floyd, who has reaction from lawmakers. Hi, Greg.
Good afternoon, Lara. Good to see you here from the state capitol. I can tell you here at the Capitol, a lot of questions from rank and file lawmakers. You mentioned the governor announcing a conceptual agreement, if you will, for a $254 billion New York State budget. But here, no one has seen anything definitive yet, nothing on paper yet. No budget bills have been printed so far here, so no one knows all the specifics of what's in this conceptual deal. So here's what lawmakers from both parties were telling me earlier today.
Well, you know, of course, in any budget, there's going to be things that we like, but overall, I'm pretty disappointed in it. I am happy about the bell-to-bell cell phone ban. It's something I've been advocating for a couple of years now, that we don't have kids have their cell phones during classroom instruction so they could focus on the learning at hand.
I think it's pretty much accomplished a lot of what the governor set out to, but also addressed a lot of priorities that we have. We want to make sure that New York remains a little bit more affordable, safer, and there's opportunity, and that's what this budget has sprinkled throughout it.
So here's the deal. They are passing another budget extender today to keep the government running. It's unclear if and when this budget deal will actually be voted on. They have to print budget bills, and that's not a simple process. And those bills are supposed to age for 3 days. That's the normal process. But the governor can call for messages of necessity, which means you don't have to wait for that 3-day waiting period. And that, everyone tells me, is what they think will indeed happen. So we could see votes on a budget starting sometime fairly soon, if indeed this conceptual agreement becomes an agreement in reality. No one here at the Capitol is quite sure what's going to happen next. Most are hopeful that there will be some action, and there will be action soon. Now, the governor was out on the road today. Our Laura Jeanette is with her today. She was at Capital Region BOCES. Laura is there live as the governor starts touting some of her agenda, talking about children's issues across the state today. Laura.
That's right, Greg. This was the governor's first stop after announcing the budget on Monday. Now, the governor stated the budget could not have been completed unless she could provide relief for struggling families. The governor stated there will be a $1,000 tax credit for families with children under the age of 4. She went on to discuss a middle-class tax cut and inflation rebate, while also aiming to cover the cost of school lunches and breakfasts. The governor highlighted when these young kids get older, they will receive free education for high-demand careers. Hochul also went on to discuss rebate checks, stating some of the money from the checks went to families.
The families in New York City needed help, and we stepped up. So we're taking some of the money from the rebate check. Yes, we are. Now we're adding $400 million to make sure that families have the vouchers they need to get the child care they deserve. Everybody.
Governor Hochul stated in the coming weeks she is going to be talking to voters on what was accomplished. Reporting live in Albany, Laura Jeanette, CBS 6 News.
All right, Laura, thanks. And as part of the state's $254 billion budget deal, big changes are coming to New York's discovery law. CBS 6's Brianna Supardi joins us live outside the Albany County Courthouse, where the governor was just moments ago. So, Bri, tell us about these legislative changes.
Lara, the governor made a brief appearance here at the courthouse. She joined Albany County DA Lee Kinlan and his team to announce the changes. Now, the reforms clarify when prosecutors can declare they fulfilled their legal duties. The evidence with defense attorneys. Under the new law, they're no longer required to wait for subpoenaed materials. Supporters say the tweaks restore balance after the reforms to the law in 2019 led to unintended consequences like case dismissals. The governor says the prior law allowed too many serious cases to fall apart. Now, later tonight at 5, I'll break down these changes and how it'll impact the legal landscape here in New York. But for now, reporting live in Albany, Brianna Supardi, CBS 6 News.
All right, Bri, thanks for that update there.